In 2021, my solar system cost $20,000. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what it would cost and why that changes everything for RVers. Hey, Lanemakers, welcome to part 2 of my solar series. If you missed part 1, I just completed a 30-day challenge living completely off-grid on only solar power. No generators, no shore power. Go watch that first if you haven't yet, because today we're going deep. I'm pulling back the curtain on my entire solar system. I'm talking exact specs, real costs, both what it cost originally and what it would cost today. And I'm going to debunk some dangerous myths about solar RV power that are costing people thousands of dollars in mistakes. Here's the thing. I didn't choose this solar system. When I bought my used 2005 Lazy Days, it came fully equipped with this setup that the previous owner had professionally installed back in 2021. I basically inherited a $20,000 solar system without even trying. But after 3 years of living with it full time and after that 30-day challenge, I finally understand what I have, how it works, and most importantly, what solar can and absolutely cannot do. Whether you're thinking about adding solar to your RV, upgrading your current system, or you're just curious about whether those YouTube videos promising unlimited free power are telling the truth, this video is for you. And stick around until the end because I'm sharing some optimization secrets that most RV solar installers don't even mention, like why the direction you park can change your power production by 25%. Let's start with what I actually have on my roof. Here's what the internet wants you to believe. Slap some solar panels on your roof and boom, unlimited free power forever. Run your air conditioner, microwave, hairdryer, whatever you want, whenever you want. Yeah, about that. So let me tell you what solar power actually is. It's not a magic unlimited power generator. It's a sophisticated dance between the sun, your panels, your batteries, and your actual power consumption. And if you don't understand each player in this dance, you're going to end up sitting in the dark wondering what went wrong. So today, I'm breaking down my entire solar setup, the good, the bad, and the surprisingly complicated, because understanding this system is what's allowed me to travel 200 miles at a time across this beautiful country, working remotely, staying connected, and living comfortably with my fur babies. Let me show you what's powering my little home on wheels, because specs matter when we're talking real-world performance. Now, here's something important. I didn't seek out this setup. When I bought my 2005 Lazy Days used, it came fully equipped with this entire solar system already installed. The previous owner had it professionally installed back in 2021 for about $20,000. $20,000 in 2021. Let that sink in. But here's the good news for anyone watching this thinking solar is out of reach. That same system today, you're looking at $6,000 to $8,000 for the components and maybe $10,000 to $12,000 or so for the entire installed setup. Solar costs have dropped by about 30% or more in the last few years. What was a luxury option in 2021 is now much more accessible. So what did I inherit? First up, 1,640 watts of solar panels sitting up there on my roof. That's a pretty substantial array, right? But before you get too excited, that's 1,640 watts under perfect conditions, which means at noon on a cloudless day with perfectly clean panels angling directly at the sun. The reality, I typically see 60 to 80% of that number on a good day. Now here's the real powerhouse of my system, a 10,544 watt-hour lithium battery bank. In battery speak, that's 124 amp hours at 12 volts or 412 amp hours at 24 volts. Think of this as my energy savings account. The solar panels are my income. The batteries are where I store that income for when the sun isn't shining, like, at night when I actually want to use the power. This beautiful piece of technology is my Victron 24/3000 hybrid inverter. It converts my 24-volt battery power into 120-volt AC power, the kind that comes out of regular outlets. It can deliver 2,400 watts continuously, or about 20 amps. That matters because it means I can't just run everything at once without some strategic thinking. And this is my favorite piece of the whole system, the Victron Color Control GX. This isn't just eye candy. This thing is networked into my entire power system through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I can see in real time exactly how much power I'm generating, how much I'm using, what's going into the batteries, and what's coming out. It's like having a fitness tracker for your RV's energy system. One more critical piece. I have a 30 amp DC to DC chassis charger. That means while I'm driving my 200 miles to the next destination, my engine is pumping power back into my lithium batteries. Free charging while traveling? Yes, please. Here's where most YouTube videos about solar get it wrong. They obsess over the solar panels, the watts, the efficiency, the brand names. But your panels are just one player on the team. If you're enjoying this video, why not check out one of my memberships? You get some amazing perks like early release, ad-free videos, members-only additional real-time content, loyalty badges, and custom emojis, so your questions and comments get priority. Thanks for considering joining today and for supporting my channel. Think of it like this. Your solar panels are your income. Your batteries are your bank account. Your inverter is your ATM. And your charge controller is your accountant, making sure everything flows correctly. You can have the world's best income, but if your bank account is tiny, you can't save enough for your needs. You can have a massive bank account, but if your ATM can only give you $50 at a time, you can't make that big purchase when you need it. This is why I'm obsessed with this monitoring system. Right now, I can see I'm generating 487 watts from my panels. My batteries are at 87% charge. I'm currently consuming 193 watts. Without these numbers, I'd be flying blind. Let me break down what's eating that 193 watts right now, because this is the reality check no one warned me about. While I don't have Starlink yet, I still use the T-Mobile internet box. Many people use the Starlink satellite internet. Here's what Starlink doesn't advertise very loudly. The original Starlink draws between 50 to 75 watts continuously. Not when you're using it, not when you're streaming a movie, just sitting there existing. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's do the math. 75 watts times 25 hours equals 1,800 watt hours per day. That's nearly 20% of my entire battery bank capacity, consumed by one device that I'm not even actively using most of the time. I will be getting a Starlink Mini in the beginning of 2026, and it draws a lot less power than the original. I'll also be keeping my T-Mobile because it works for me 80% of the time at a third of the monthly cost of Starlink. But this is what I mean by understanding your actual power consumption. When you're designing your solar system, you need to account for these phantom loads. Your inverter itself draws power just being on. Your refrigerator cycles on and off. Your phone chargers, your water pump. These aren't glamorous, but they add up fast. My system is designed to switch the refrigerator to propane when the battery bank goes down to 90%. And that's huge because the refrigerator is a huge draw on my power. Let's talk about the elephant in the RV, air conditioning. You've probably seen videos of people claiming to run their AC on solar. And technically, yes, it's possible. But here's what nobody mentions about the nuances. My setup is actually different from most RVs. To accommodate all those solar panels on my roof, the previous owner removed the traditional rooftop AC unit and installed a 110-volt mini split system on the back of my rig. This is actually a huge advantage because mini splits are significantly more efficient than traditional RV roof air conditioners. A typical RV roof air conditioner draws 1,500 to 2,000 watts while running, and my 110 mini split, it draws about 600 to 900 watts, depending on the temperature setting and the outside conditions. That's 40 to 50% less power consumption. Even with that efficiency advantage, here's the reality. My solar panels can produce maybe 1,000 to 1,200 watts at peak sun. My Victron inverter converts my 24-volt battery power into 110-volt AC power and can easily handle the mini split draw. But here's what happens. Let's say I run the mini split for 3 hours during the hottest part of the day at 750 watts average. That's 2,250 watt hours consumed. If I'm generating 1,000 watts from solar during that time, I'm only pulling 750 watt hours from my batteries, about 7% of my total capacity. That's manageable. But if it's cloudy or if I need the AC in the evening when there's no solar production, then I'm pulling straight from the batteries at 750 watts. Run it for 4 hours, and that's 3,000 watt hours, or nearly 30% of my battery bank. This is where the YouTube solar fantasy crashes into reality. Can I run my mini split AC on solar? Yes. more effectively than a traditional rooftop unit. Can I live with AC running all day, every day? Absolutely not. Not unless I want to be dead in the water by sunset. What I will do at night is to close the door between my bedroom area and the rest of the rig and cool only the bedroom, which is where the mini split is located. And I have found that on those nights when I am not hooked up to shore power and it's super hot, it does help to conserve my battery energy quite a bit. And here's the thing nobody mentions. Solar panels are amazing during the day. At night, they're very expensive roof decorations. Every single watt you use from sunset to sunrise comes from your batteries, period. During summer, when days are long, this isn't too bad. I can get 14 plus hours of charging time. But during the winter, I'm lucky to get 8 or 9 hours of decent sunlight. And in the Northeast in November, where you can have a lot of gray, overcast days, this means my panels might produce 20 to 30% of their rated capacity. Let me share 5 secrets that the solar installation companies don't mention in their marketing. Situation 1, panel efficiency degrades over time. My panels are operating at probably 95% of their original capacity. In 5 more years, they'll be at 90%. In 10 years, maybe 85%. This is normal, but nobody mentions it. Secret number 2, dirty panels are useless panels. Dust, pollen, bird droppings, tree sap, all of this blocks sunlight. A dirty panel can lose 25 to 30% of its output. Secret 3, shade is an enemy. Even a small shadow from a tree branch across one panel can dramatically reduce the output of your entire array, depending on how your panels are wired. I've learned to be obsessive about parking position. Secret 4, the set it and forget it myth. If you're not monitoring system, you have no idea if it's working optimally. I've caught problems early, a loose connection, a misconfigured setting, because I check my numbers daily. Without monitoring, I'd never know until my batteries died unexpectedly. Secret 5, solar isn't truly free energy. Yes, sunlight is free, but my solar system, it cost the original owner roughly $20,000 back in 2021. The good news, that same system would only cost about $12,000 fully installed today. Prices have dropped by 30 to 40%, but it's still a significant investment. Lithium batteries might last 10 years if treated well, the inverter and charge controller another 10 to 15 years, panels themselves 20 to 25 years. When you factor in replacement costs, my free energy actually costs money. It's still way cheaper than running a generator constantly, and I love the independence, but it's not free. So there you have it, my complete solar system broken down. No sugarcoating, no unlimited power fantasies, just the real capabilities and real limitations. The most important thing I've learned, solar isn't about having the biggest, most expensive system. It's about having the right system for your actual needs and understanding how to manage it strategically. Now, I've been reading your comments and email questions from part 1, and you've asked some incredible questions. Next week in part 3, the final part of this series, I'm answering your most common questions about my solar setup and RV solar in general. Questions like, can I add solar to my older RV? Should I get lithium or lead acid batteries? How do I size the system for my needs? What about portable solar panels? And many more. But I want to answer your questions too. So drop them in the comments right now. What didn't I cover that you want to know more about? What's confusing you about solar power? Ask me anything. I'm reading every comment. And if you're finding value in this series, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm not just here for the highlight reel. I'm showing you the real, practical side of full-time RV living, and I think that's something you won't find on many other channels. Next week, part 3, your questions answered. Until then, keep living your own life and making your own lane.